Every sentence consists of two main parts, the subject and the predicate. Let's get to know them. Hi there, this is Malik and you're watching Learnova. In this video, we're going to learn everything about the two different parts of a sentence, the subject and the predicate. The subject is who or what does a sentence. The predicate is the action done by the subject or a description of the subject. Let's take an example. Boys run. Who's doing that? Boys. What do they do? Run. Boys run is a complete sentence because it has a subject and a predicate. But this sentence doesn't sound so good. So let's try to add a few more words on that to make the sentence sound better. Instead of saying boys, how about two boys? Alright, maybe two little boys, right? And instead of run, we could say run fast or run fast in the garden. The more you add to the subject and the predicate, the longer and the better your sentence will become. In order to identify the complete subject of the sentence, always ask yourself, who or what does or is the sentence? Let's try. My brother broke the window. Just ask yourself that question. Who did that? My brother. That's the subject. Try another one. The English teacher is very tall. Who? The English teacher. That's your subject. Now, in order to identify the predicate in the sentence, just ask yourself what the subject does or what the subject is. Alright, in the first example, my brother broke the window. What did my brother do? Broke the window. That's what he did. He broke the window. Broke the window is your predicate. In the second example, my teacher is very tall. Your teacher is what? My teacher is very tall. That's what he is. He's very tall. So is very tall is the predicate of the sentence. So again, the predicate tells you what the subject does or what the subject is. So let's get back here to the first sentence we talked about. Two little boys run fast in the garden. Who does that? Two little boys. What did they do? Or what do they do? They run fast in the garden. So run fast in the garden, that's the predicate, subject and predicate. That's what we call the complete subject and the complete predicate of the sentence. But if you would like to identify the simple subject and the simple predicate of a sentence, well, you need to choose one word. What do you think? If the complete subject is two little boys, we need to choose from these words only one that represents the subject. So what do you think? Two? Two, run fast in the garden. Little, run fast in the garden. Boys, run fast in the garden. Well, I think boys is the word that could stand alone as the simple subject of the sentence. Alright, let's get to the simple predicate of the sentence. Alright, the predicate says, run fast in the garden. Which one of these words would represent the action done by the boys? Run fast in the garden. Obviously, the word run. So, the complete subject is two little boys. The simple subject is boys. The complete predicate is run fast in the garden. The simple predicate is run. The simple predicate and the simple subject are enough together to form a complete sentence. It might not sound so good, but it will be a complete sentence. There is a third type of subject and predicate. It's called the compound subject and the compound predicate. A compound subject is basically two subjects connected together with a coordinating conjunction. And, or, but, nor. One of those four. A compound predicate is basically two actions connected together with a coordinating conjunction. So let's take an example here. Sarah and John. You can see here Sarah is one person, John is another person, and they are connected with the word and. Neither the boys nor the girls. The boys, the girls, nor. not only my father, but also my sister. My father, but my sister. Two subjects connected with a coordinating conjunction, but. So, don't be confused if it's neither that subject nor the other subject. This is another one. Not only the first subject, but also the second subject. Either the first subject or the second subject. These all count as compound subjects. Let's talk now about the compound predicates. A compound predicate is basically action number 1, conjunction, and action number 2, play and run, baked and ate. Well, there will be obviously other words in the sentence like baked cookies and ate all of them. But it's the two actions connected together, the action of baking and the action of eating connected together with a coordinating conjunction and. Let's take a couple of examples. Now, a compound subject with a complete predicate. My mother and I play tennis. Play tennis is only one action, so it's not a compound predicate, it's just a simple predicate or a complete predicate. But here I said, my mother and I. Two people connected together with and. Neither John nor Sarah will come to the party. Will come to the party, it's the action of coming. One action only, so it's not a compound predicate, but the subject, neither John nor Sarah. John and Sarah connected with nor, which is a coordinating conjunction. Now, a compound predicate. My dad cleaned the house and washed the dishes. Well, my dad is a simple subject, but he did two different actions, the action of cleaning and the action of washing. So, that is a compound predicate. Christina came to the party but didn't bring anything. So, Christina is a simple subject, but there are two different actions here, the action of coming and the action of bringing. She came to the party but didn't bring anything. That is a compound predicate. Sometimes in your sentence you may find a compound subject and a compound predicate. Take a look at that example. The hospital and the pharmacy open at 7 a.m. and close at 8 p.m. Well, here we have two different places connected with and, the hospital and the pharmacy. Alright, two different actions, the action of opening and the action of closing. They open at this time and they close at this time. So, this is a compound subject and the other thing here is a compound predicate. There are a few tips and tricks there that you need to be aware of. Tip number 1. Sometimes when there's an adverb in this sentence, you get confused a little bit about dividing a sentence in two main parts, the subject and the predicate, okay? Like for example, my mother always helped me do my homework. Who's doing that? My mom. What does she do? Help me do my homework. What about the word always here was in the middle? So, should it belong to the subject or to the predicate? Well, let's ask the same question again. Who did that? My mother always? It doesn't make a lot of sense. Just my mother. Well, what does she do? Always help me do my homework? Yeah, that makes more sense. So, frequency adverbs or any adverb belongs always to the predicate, not to the subject of the sentence. Tip number 2. The sentence always starts with the subject, but sometimes the subject could be in the middle of the sentence, especially in questions. Will you come to the party? Who's the subject here? It's not obviously, well, it's you. But how? We thought we always start the sentence with the subject. That's fine, but in the form of a question, expect to find a verb or a helping verb before the subject of the sentence. Tip number 3. Beware of the introductory words or the introductory phrases. They belong neither to the subject nor to the predicate. After the baseball game, Adam had a shower. Who did that? Adam. What did he do? Had a shower. What about after the baseball game? Is it a part of the subject or the predicate? Neither. It is just the introductory phrase. It doesn't count. It is not a part of the subject nor of the predicate. Tip number 4. Commands. So, here's an example. Stay away from the fire. This is a command. or an imperative sentence. There was supposed to be a subject here, estimated you stay away from the fire. But in the form of a command, we remove it. Well, we don't remove it, we hide it. So it's there, but it's hidden. So stay away from the fire is the predicate of the sentence, and the subject here is estimated you, but it's hidden. It still counts as a complete sentence with a hidden subject and a predicate. Tip number 5, sentences with inverted order. In these type of sentences, you may start your sentence with something else other than the subject. You can say, in the garden played the girl. In this case, the girl is obviously the subject, but it's not located in the beginning of the sentence. So be aware of that. Well, that was pretty much everything you need to know about the parts of sentences, the subject and the predicate, and the 3 types of them, the complete, the simple, the compound subjects and predicates. If you got any questions, please let us know in the comment section below. If you like the video, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell to get the next video once released. Thank you for watching. See you next time.